Hi guys, and welcome to another video. Today we're going to review one of the best lead generation plugins, and this plugin is called Thrive Leads. It allows you to create sign-up forms to help you in your list building process. Now, as you can see, I have the Thrive Leads plugin installed and I don't have any lead groups and any lead forms added. Now we are going to start by adding a new lead group. Think about lead group as a new marketing campaign. Let's click Add New button. And let's call this lead group simply Test Lead Group. Now let's click Add Lead Group button. Okay, so the group is added. Now you can see that we have this message: you don't have any opt-in forms created yet. Click the Add New button to create one. Alright, so we're going to create a new opt-in form. Let's click this button and we're going to select the light box. As you can see, we have multiple sign-up form types here, but the light box is the most common type of sign-up forms. It's just a pop-up that appears in your page depending on the trigger that you set. It might appear on the page instantly after the page has loaded, or it may wait until the user scrolls down to a specific part of the content, or maybe it's going to trigger when the user is trying to exit your page. Now let's try and create a new lightbox. After the lightbox is created, we need to create a form. Basically think of it as a design. Let's click Add button here and let's click Create Form button. Now we're going to give the form a simple name. It's going to be Test Lead Group Form. Let's create a form. And now we can see the trigger. For now, let's have the trigger set to displays immediately on page load. But if you click on this link here, you can see that you have multiple type of triggers to select. And the most common that I use is show when the user scrolls to a percentage of the way down the content. This means the user might scroll to, let's say, 50% of your content, and as soon as this happens, the pop-up will get displayed. Also, we can switch on the Smart Exit Plus, and this will mean that if the user doesn't scroll down until 50%, the user will still see the pop-up when trying to exit the page. But for now, I wanted to choose a simple trigger that's going to be show on page load. This is just for testing, and it will display instantly when the page gets loaded. Now we need to set up a frequency. A frequency is, let's say if we set it to 7 days and the user has entered your page for the first time 6 days ago, and then the user enters your page again until 7 days has passed, the user will not see the pop-up again up until the 7th day. So this is just to make sure that the pop-up is not annoying for the user. For now, let's set it to 0 just for testing purposes, so to make sure we can always see the pop-up. And this means that the pop-up will be shown always, all the time. Let's save it. And here we can also select the animation. And the default is zoom in. And you can see the preview here. If you change the animation type, you can see the preview of how it's going to look. For now, let's set it to simple zoom in and hit save. Now we need to edit a design for this form. Let's click Edit Design button. And the first step is to choose a template. For now, let's choose something simple. Something with an email only field. So it's going to be the typography V2 one step. As you can see, this pop-up has some images inside and it has an email input. Let's select this one, choose template button, and now we can edit the pop-up. I'm not going to edit it too much. I'll just show you that you can change this text here. For example, let's set 25% off. And also what we need to do is we need to connect this input, this email input, to some email list building provider. In my local setup, I'm using a MailPoet plugin, and this plugin lets you create and store your email list locally without having to pay every month to some email list building provider. So we're going to choose this lead generation form, and we'll need to create a connection here. Let's click Add Connection button. I've connected the MailPoet already in the dashboard, so I will select this from the list. And also inside the MailPoet plugin, I've created 3 different types of email lists. And for this tutorial, I will select the test list. This list is called test list. I will hit apply, and I will hit save the work here in the bottom. So now I will just click exit without saving, but you have seen that I've saved it already. So if I exit without saving, now we're just going to have to head back to dashboard in our WordPress and head into Thrive Leads plugin again. So now we have this test group created. Now all we have to do is to set up the targeting options. If you click this gear here, we have this pop-up opened. And now we will have to specify what type of content or a specific page will have this form that we just created displayed. For now, let's just choose all posts. But if you want to be more specific, you can go into Posts tab here, and you can search for posts that you have created. You'll just have to start typing the post title here. I had this sample post, if I remember it correctly. Yes, I have this sample post, and I also have this lorem ipsum text sample, but now I will choose just sample post. And if it's checked in, this means that the form that we have created will only get displayed in this post. But for this tutorial, we'll just make sure that this form is displayed for all the posts. So let's go to the basic settings tab and make sure that we have all posts checked in. Now we'll just have to save and close this form. And the last step that we need to do is we need to enable the displaying of this form. As you can see, we can enable or disable the display on desktop and display on mobile. This makes sure that we can create a separate type of form for mobile. Let's just enable it for desktop for now. And now it should get displayed on any post. Now let's try and test it. Let's go to posts, all posts, and let's view one of the posts. For example, let's view this lorem ipsum text sample. Let's click view, and you can see this form is displayed. Now let's try and sign up using this form. I will just put some random email inside it. So it's going to be newtestemail.gmail.com. Let's click this button. Alright, we have a success. How do we check if we have subscribed? How do we check if the email got into list? Let's go into sample text site dashboard. And let's head it into MailPoet, because MailPoet is currently our email list building provider. It's just a plugin. Let's go into lists, and we have this test list here, and we can see that we have already added one unconfirmed email. Let's just view this test list for now, and you can see that we have the email that I've typed into that form added into this list. Okay, so that's it that I wanted to show you in regards to Thrive Leads plugin. If you have any questions or something is unclear in this tutorial, feel free to add your comments below. By the way, if you're going to purchase any plugins from Thrive, like Thrive Leads or other products, I appreciate if you use my link in the description down below this video. In that case, I will receive a small commission from Thrive at no cost to you. And this is going to help me to continue making videos like this one. Also, if you like this video, kindly hit that thumbs up button and don't forget to subscribe.